we got a question from Graham. He says this: as everybody knows, it is a common recommendation to squat to 90 degrees, thighs horizontal. Yeah, that's not mine. I mean, I think you should squat deep. I mean, of course, I'm an Olympic lifter, but I still squat deep with my goblet squats, my overhead squats, but I don't know why people say that. But let's keep reading. I think it is obvious why this would be the case for competitive situations like powerlifting. I've been to powerlifting meets, and I've seen a lot of videos of powerlifters. A lot of powerlifters I've seen, I would call what they do a quarter squat, okay? Of course, again, I'm an Olympic lifter, so. But for those training purely for general sports performances, is there anything special about squatting 90 degrees? It seems to me that there are a few instances in real life sports where you are required maximum force production from a deep squat. Squatting to the depth required for a standing vertical jump feels like a real carryover, and of course it can be loaded heavier and heavier on the lower back and knees. However, I rarely see this recommended, so maybe I'm missing something. In a similar vein, I love ass-to-grass squats when doing the ABF, but for me it limits the number of rounds I can handle, compared to squatting to 90 degrees. Would I be better only squatting 90 degrees doing ABF? Well, this is a given from the kettlebell community. Increase your hinge, maintain your squat. So that's why I use Tim Anderson's rocking. We call it 6-point rocks in my gym. That's why I developed the goblet squat. That's why I developed the exercise goblet squat, the overhead squat, all of which I'm really proud of. I think every listener I have should daily, either through rocking, a 6-point, my hands, my knees, and my toes are on the ground, and I'm doing, my chin is high and tall, my eyes are up, and I'm doing that squatting motion, very much like a baby about learning how to crawl. Goblet squats, overhead squats with a stick. Go deep on those movements. Maintain that squat. If you ever decide to make a long hike, like a 4-month hike, you'll be very happy when nature calls that you can achieve a really deep squat. Anyone's ever had to, what do bears do in the forest? If you have to do that, it does help to squat as deep as you can, and it also saves you a lot of time and energy on the cleanup phase. Yeah, I believe in deep squats. Now, if you're asking about things like doing quarter squats, my college coach, Coach Rothman, was a big believer in quarter squats. He loved the push press, the quarter squat, the power curl, which is a power clean with a curl grip, and the kneader press. That's that standing, kind of like almost like a incline bench press, where you snap the weight down, snap the weight out, and pull it straight back. Great ab exercise. He loved those 4 exercises. The problem we have at, being Division I athletes, and I know here I am patting myself on the back end, but I was over 800 pounds on that exercise, and we are over 800 pounds on an exercise. The damage control, the risk to reward really starts to leap in here. So I'm a big believer that you should squat daily, either 6-point rocks, goblet squat, or whatever you think, deep, and then maintain that for as long as you can. I'm very proud of the fact that people come to my gym and see me squat deep, and they say you have great mobility for someone. I'm almost 70, and I think it's very important to keep your mobility as long. And I think, and I'm a little surprised you asked the question, Graham, because if you know my work, you know that my daily mobility too is to hang from a bar for 30 seconds and to sit at the bottom goblet squat for 30 seconds. It's what I believe, and I think my whole resume supports it. Okay, thank you.